is there some sort of weird investment circle jerk going on right now? So I have never looked into this. I just know I've seen the chart where people show this chart of just like arrows going everywhere. I want apparently for the first 4 or 5 minutes they cover this chart and talk about it. I want to hear about this, and then so the circular AI bubble. I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about. I want to do a little bit of like just basic predictions, right? I want to do a little basic predictions and talk about that.
The entire AI industry is propped up by what feels like financial engineering rather than engineering, and it's created this sort of circular economy where companies can pump their stock price by just passing what effectively feels like the same cash back and forth amongst themselves.
By the way, this is no unusual thing that's been going on. I mean, just look at all of the startups, Y Combinator, whatever's, where they're all buying services from each other. Somehow they're all making a lot of money. I'm just saying, they're all making a lot of money somehow, and yet it does feel a bit like a Ponzi scheme.
And it's not made better by the fact that a Harvard economist has stated that US GDP growth would be just 0.1% annualized when removing AI companies from the calculation. Here's the timeline. Roughly in order, the US government bought 10.
Well, what is the GDP growth with AI versus without AI? USA GDP growth 2025. That's a lot of AI. That's a lot. All right, anyways, let's keep on going.
Percent of Intel for $8.9 billion of taxpayer money, including backdated money, presumably so Intel CEO Lip-Bu Tan could keep his job after US President Donald Trump said he should resign days before they became BFFs. Weeks later, GPU cloud provider and NVIDIA sugar baby
Okay, I heard a little bit about this Intel thing. Hold on, I gotta look at that again. Sorry.
calculation. Here's the timeline. Roughly in order, the US government bought 10% of Intel for $8.9 billion.
I'm not a huge fan of the government owning corporations. Just throwing it out there. Okay. Like, I would not mind if the government, say its social security pool of money, was invested in some sort of blind, double blind, quadruple blind way in which is, spread evenly through some sort of, Vanguard funds or whatever. Like, I don't mind that. But this feels I'm just saying, feels a little bit weird.
Backdated money, presumably so Intel CEO Lip-Bu Tan could keep his job after US President Donald Trump said he should resign days before they became BFFs. Weeks later, GPU cloud provider and NVIDIA sugar baby CoreWeave disclosed a $6.3 billion order from NVIDIA on top of NVIDIA's existing billions of dollars of CoreWeave shares it owns.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. He's saying a lot of words at us really, really fast, and I am just genuinely too stupid to understand all those words at once. So we got USA into, oh my gosh, look at that line. Boys, look at that. To Intel, right? Okay, Intel, which by the way, I'm using like a $3 mouse, an HP mouse. Okay, so that's 8.9 billion, right? That's what we saw. And we also had NVIDIA. I just want to try to keep this all straight. NVIDIA gave, boys, I'm feeling straight today. I am drawing this straight. What was that, 6B? I forget the name of the, we'll just put like we'll put a cloud here because I don't know what it was.
And NVIDIA invested $5 billion into new US government investment Intel. Then in the
Wait, what? NVIDIA invested into government Intel?
$0.3 billion order from NVIDIA on top of NVIDIA's existing billions of dollars of CoreWeave shares it owns. Then NVIDIA invested $5 billion into new US government investment Intel.
What the hell is going on here? So they also invested into this Intel. 5 of the billions?
Of dollars of CoreWeave shares it owns. Then NVIDIA invested $5 billion into new US government investment Intel. Then in the stock market, NVIDIA and Intel line go up. Then NVIDIA invested $100 billion into OpenAI, which caused...
All right, OpenAI. Holy cow, look at that up and down. Up and down straight, that's a rare one. So that means NVIDIA also did 100 bill here, which, I mean, I think that's probably a good play because they want to own this, right? Stonks go up, I know.
NVIDIA stock to go up. Then OpenAI said, actually, we'll give some of NVIDIA's money that OpenAI hasn't received yet back to NVIDIA to lease NVIDIA GPUs. But
what the hell? They also gave billions back? What the hell's happening here?
$100 billion is boring and for poor. So the next day, OpenAI entered a $300 billion agreement with most hated tech company Oracle.
Okay. Dude, OpenAI, you a hoe. That's what you are. You are just an absolute hoe bag. Everybody getting access to you. That's crazy. 129B from Microsoft. Don't forget that one. That's a new one, everybody. That's a new one. Okay, just in case you're wondering. So Oracle, I'm just going to assume Oracle's going to give them money back. Let's find out. So Oracle did, here, let's go like this. I'll go like that, swap that around, and do this. There we go. Yes, I did a lot of computer science in college. You can tell. You can tell by the way I do this. All right, so that means Oracle did how much? How many hundreds of billions?
So the next day, OpenAI entered a $300 billion agreement with most hated
300 billion. Which direction is this 300 billion in though? Right? Is it on top or on bottom? We don't know. Okay. There we go. For the love of the game. All right, there we go. Okay, we're going places. Let's just keep on going.
as part of the Stargate 1 project and not the kind with MacGyver. And we'll make sure that no intellectual property is safe from ChatGPT's shitposting. NVIDIA investment CoreWeave, which buys NVIDIA GPUs from NVIDIA, then announced an expanded $6.5 billion agreement.
Okay, hold on. So NVIDIA puts 6.3. Okay, hold on. This is okay. Now we've hit the weird part. There we go. We finally hit it. 6.3 billion on top of the 3.5 billion they've already owned. Right? So that's a grand total of almost 10 billion into CoreWeave, which then CoreWeave invests into OpenAI, 6.5 billion. This is starting to look like Charlie Day's like thing in Portlandia or whatever the show was that he was in. Was it Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Either way, one of the two city shows. Except for OpenAI is at the center of all the red strings.
With OpenAI, bringing their total deal to about $22.4 billion. Meanwhile, UK-based AI infrastructure company Nscale courted others and NVIDIA to raise $1.1 billion and a bottle of liquor. Feeling left out, NVIDIA frenemy and company run by cousin of NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, AMD, got in on OpenAI, allowing OpenAI to buy up to 160 million shares of AMD stock if OpenAI buys AMD GPUs, which isn't circular at all. Jensen Huang definitely wasn't jealous about his partner's new partner.
It's imaginative, it's unique and surprising. Considering they were so excited about their next generation product, I'm surprised that they would give away 10% of the company.
What the hell did you just say, CEO Jensen Huang? What the hell is he saying? Those were a lot of words just to say no words at all. Okay, so AMD is somewhere in this picture. And it looks like we got ourselves a bit of a 10%er. Dude, Jensen actually just kickstarted his oh, wait, hold on. We go on the other side. So AMD gave out 10% to OpenAI, and OpenAI gave effectively back lots of dollars. Okay, that makes no sense.
And so, anyhow, it's clever, I guess.
Next, OpenAI's Sam Altman returns and this time wants more NVIDIA GPUs, but a week later, OpenAI and Broadcom announced a deal to make custom AI chips. But there's more, as ChatGPT told us, quote, stand by for stupidity, end quote. Elon Musk says XAI isn't raising capital and it's fake news. XAI then raises $2 billion of investment from NVIDIA.
All right, let's get XAI on this bad boy. But $2 billion is pretty cheap. So, okay, so as of right now, that doesn't seem like much. Right now, that seems pretty cheap.
In Elon Musk's XAI as part of a $20 billion definitely not capital raising deal where
oh gosh, okay. Oh, okay. So then they go the other direction at 20 billion. I don't think I understand how money works sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I get it, and then other times this happens and I go, I don't know actually how it works. I'm not sure how you get 2 billion of investment and then agree to 20 billion of paying out. I don't know how that works, but that seems crazy. Money is fake. Money feels fake.
XAI, which just received money from NVIDIA, will give money to NVIDIA to lease NVIDIA GPUs from a special purpose pass-through. Except one key thing, which is it didn't just receive the money because most of these deals haven't actually transacted any money yet, and it's all currently hypothetical in a way that makes line go up and seem like the money's transacting, but a lot of times it actually isn't.
We're an investor already. The only regret I have is I didn't give him more money. You know, almost everything that Elon's part of, you really want to be part of as well.
Maybe they bonded over their different methods of cheating at video games. Jensen Huang hand delivers an AI supercomputer.
Wait, Jensen also cheats at video game? What does he cheat at? Honestly, Jensen kind of gives me a little bit of a horse racing game vibes. Why does crypto seem less scummy after watching this? How's that possible? Did I just say that out loud? I don't want any crypto spam, please. Please don't do that. But did I just say that crypto is less dodgy than AI? I now feel bad for saying that. Because, you know, here's kind of how I look at it. Is that at least with crypto, there's like a fake coin. We'll call it, I don't know, butt coin or whatever it is, which nobody thinks is actually going to be used for anything. and then everybody puts money into this. Stonk value goes up, and then somewhere in here, rug pull happens, and everybody's a part of trying to be a part of the rug pull. This is like very one-dimensional, okay? You are investing into a Ponzi scheme, and you're trying to maximize your money by exiting the Ponzi scheme correctly. This one feels really much more, this feels a lot more complicated. Bitcoin is real, and it's currently valued at 0.000042. Okay, this is not a Bitcoin endorsement, okay? I am not endorsing this. MILF token to the moon. Okay, so this feels like the same thing, but this feels way more confusing. I'm missing lines right now.
For his lack of cheating at video games, Jensen Huang hand delivers an AI supercomputer.
By the way, Elon should have just been like this. Honestly, I think Elon could have had such a W when he did the Path of Exile or Diablo or whatever it was cheating. If he would have been like this, well, I run companies, and I have 10 zeros, so I paid somebody to grind out the game for me. Sucks to be poor. I would have been like, yeah, okay. I mean, honestly, he's right. Like, I guess I don't have that. You get the cheat, I don't get a cheat. Okay, whatever.
To the richest man in the world, perhaps to make up for his lack of XAI investment. The next day, a consortium of NVIDIA and XAI bought a data center company for $40 billion and also somehow now black.
Whoa, did I just see? Whoa. Did we just see
A
Yahoo?
supercomputer to the richest man in the world, perhaps to make up for his lack of XAI investment. The next day, a consortium of NVIDIA and XAI.
NVIDIA, Microsoft, BlackRock, and XAI signaled another strong round of support for growth in artificial intelligence infrastructure industry on Wednesday. The four companies have entered into a consortium that will be purchasing aligned data centers in a $40 billion deal. Yahoo.com. Oh, Yahoo.com. Okay, Yahoo.com reported it. Okay, so we also have aligned data centers, which apparently is getting... Okay, we also have BlackRock, which, just to make sure everybody understands, we're going to put BlackRock in here, and then we'll put like little devil horns on them because they're probably going to be the Antichrist. All right, like if we're real here, they're probably going to be the one that screwed it all up. All right, we're going to put that in there, and where's the other one? Then Microsoft also has one.
A data center company for $40 billion, and also somehow now BlackRock is involved, but that's okay because BlackRock has an excellent track record. Next, Oracle says it'll deploy 50,000 AMD chips starting in 2026, but Oracle already said it'd buy $40 billion of chips from NVIDIA in May for...
That actually seems less scummy to me. That somehow doesn't seem like a bad thing. So far, Oracle doesn't seem kind of crazy in this situation because Oracle is just trying to buy chips, make their own AI, and obviously to be in on this stuff. So right now, Oracle doesn't feel necessarily scummy in this situation. Okay, here. So apparently, Oracle and NVIDIA are also in this one with lots of billions. Yeah, Oracle just wants to be a part of it. Like, honestly, Larry Ellison just wants to abandon some people in the ocean. Like, that's what he's all about. 50 million chips. Did I get that right? It was something like that. Or it was 20, right? 20, allegedly. Oracle just has some FOMO. Yeah, this is
OpenAI
just
data
some
center.
FOMO.
Finally, the most important news of all, OpenAI Sam Altman did
A unicorn with rainbow butt? Okay, interesting.
the most profitable possible thing that advances any new technology the fastest, and said that OpenAI would enable adult content for verified adults, which doesn't at all seem like a future blackmail vector. The good news is that OpenAI already has a user verification process with Persona. The bad news is that their data retention policy is non-specific on how long they keep your data, aside from vaguely stating basically until we don't need it anymore, but don't worry, that's never been a problem before, and connecting an ID to your AI significant other is a good idea that won't be abused in any way and is definitely a healthy thing to do.
By the way, I've been saying this forever. I feel like I've been harping on the ads are about to drop AI thing. I feel right.
And just to be clear, a lot of this money hasn't actually changed hands yet, and a lot of the stock and shares haven't changed.
Okay, so you should probably watch the rest of the video by Gamer Nexus. This was obviously super awesome. You should definitely watch this because just like this alone, this is really confusing. Just the constant deal making. I don't even know where the money's at this point. TBPN. There we go. Tech Bro Podcast Network. That's what it is. Is that what it stands for? But yes, it's that one. You know what? Yeah, that one. They just had George Hotz on yesterday, and George Hotz effectively just said that pretty much everything above tier 3 AI companies, which is NVIDIA is going Nvidia is a tier 3 company. Everything above that is going to be eaten alive. So even OpenAI, even all these places are all going to be destroyed. And so it's just down to Nvidia. So it makes sense. Like I get why Nvidia is doing what Nvidia is doing, right? Nvidia is effectively playing the game of handing out funny money to be able to continue to make in profits, rake in profits, and all this. And they just need OpenAI to continue to advance because let's just face it, distillation of models is actually significantly easier. Nvidia holds all the cards in this situation. Nvidia and AMD, they're the card holders. OpenAI does not have the cards, right? Nvidia wants AI companies to exist until they are the AI company. They're going to keep selling pickaxes until they just own the whole mountain, and then they just sell the mountain instead. And then obviously you have Microsoft with this thing right here, which just again just makes it all into some funny business that is all very, very confusing. Somehow Microsoft spent less money to be able to get back out, bunch of money. OpenAI is continue, but they've already had a profit thing. Now this makes even more confusion. You know why? Because when OpenAI also makes money, OpenAI also pays out 49% of all profits to Microsoft, I believe, until 2030, unless if that's changed with this new deal. So I do not know if this new deal has changed in any sort of way. All this says to me is just we're ramping up even more. The money is getting more and more confusing. Nobody can tell what the hell's happening. And I think everybody's making this huge bet that if they're right and effectively the entire world can somehow buy tokens, which by the way, the current cost of AI is just like literally unable to even use it due to the fact that it's pricing itself out of so many people's hands. So it just feels it does feel pretty ridiculous to assume all these numbers can keep on growing forever.